And the moment of truth. Will the specialized head badge fit on the frame in the first try? Yes! 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 That will change my workflow forever. That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, that's the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. Yeah, as most of you know, I'm an artist and custom painter, and as a custom painter, I'm a 2D artist. And that means I do graphics flat like on a piece of paper. Yes, of course, on 3D objects like these helmets or like on bikes. But all the graphics I do are super flat like on this helmet. And guess what? That got me bored over the years and something started to turn in my mind, and I thought, how cool would it be if there's the next evolution in custom painting and if all the graphics are also three-dimensional. And that's exactly what I like to try, because maybe some of you know that I have also an addiction to 3D modeling and 3D design, which started 20 years ago. I did the dragon helmet. I modeled these horns by hand, only with hands, which took tons of time because I had nothing, no software, no 3D printing. But this year there were the next evolution. I could do the ears helmet with the ears on the sides, and I could print these ears with a 3D printer, and I could model them with the 3D software, which was super cool. But there was something I messed up, and that was the helmet itself. Because I modeled these ears on a sphere, the ear on a sphere, but these helmets are not 100% a sphere. So what I need is the exact shape of the helmet or the bike where I like to model my graphics on. And guess what? The solution is here. Creality helped me with a cool 3D scanner, the CR-Scan Ferret Pro. That's a little scanner where you can scan every object, even yourself, and you get an instant 3D model. Super cool. That's what I like to try. And it's easy to use. You can connect it direct to your laptop, even to your phone. And yeah, let's try it. Yeah, there are good news and bad news. The good news are Creality lent me this scanner for test purposes. The bad news are this video is not sponsored by any means. I have to finance it by myself. But the other good news are, if this scanner is a piece of poop, I don't have to lie and I can tell you the truth. But now let's open the case and let's find out what's inside. Some paperwork, of course, a quick start guide. That's the wireless bridge if you like to connect your phone via wireless. And that's the scanner itself. A nice little thing. Check this out. Cameras in front. And it comes also with a battery charged tripod if you want to go outside. If you want to scan a sculpture, maybe in the city, that's the thing you need. Super handy. And it charges the camera, of course, and you can connect your phone on top. Yeah, here comes the scanner. That's for the wireless bridge, and there's also another connection for the phone on the back. And that's what I don't need, because I like to scan in the studio, maybe on a Lazy Susan or a turntable. Yeah, and that's the setup I like to use. I have a photo background, a Lazy Susan, some spots here and there, but don't panic if you don't have these things. You can use also a wallpaper, painted wall or whatever you have, but it should be a plain color. Gray is perfect, sometimes black like this. And if you don't have any of these spots, just use the sunlight. But I'm working at night, so I'm using my photo spots for some good lighting. And yeah, the only thing you have to do is use the Creality scanner, hook it to your laptop or your phone, open the Creality scan software and press play. That's all. Let's go. So now let's do a little quick check of the Creality scan software. As you can see, the scanner is still connected to my laptop via USB-C. I'm using USB-C, this cable, because it's the fastest method. If you use Bluetooth, it can be a bit slower and the scan takes longer. If you have the option, use the cable. If you are outside, of course, you have to use Bluetooth. Then click on scan, and you can give a name to your project where it should be stored, and then you have to answer some questions. The first one is object. You can do a normal scan, face scan or body scan. In this case it's a normal scan because it's no face or body, of course. The size of my object is small, a small helmet. And then we have to choose the feature. If I like to scan geometry or texture, I like to do a color scan. So I click on texture, and the accuracy is on high quality because I've chosen a small object. If I choose large, I have different options, fast or high quality. For a small object, you have only high quality as an option. The color mapping is on color because I like to do a colored scan, of course. You can scan also with no color if you like. And you have a turntable option. Yes, this is a turntable, but I use it as a lazy Susan. I will turn it by hand because it's too fast for a scan. But if you have a slow turntable, you can click on yes, I click on no, because I use it as a lazy Susan. And then click on new scan and we are ready to go. On the left side is the exposure, and by default it's auto exposure. If you want to do it by hand, you have to remove the checkbox like so, and now you can do the adjustment by hand. But for the first try, we will leave it as auto exposure. Then you have this bar, the green bar or the colored bar on the right side, and it's an indicator for the distance between the scanner and the helmet. And as you can see, it moves if I move the scanner, and it should be in the green position. That's the perfect distance between the helmet, in my case, and the scanner. So if you start scanning, make sure you check this bar, and then you can hit start and we are ready to go. Yeah, and it's super simple. The Creality scan software does a super job. On the left side you can see the exposure, and beside the exposure there is this bar, and you have to be in the green area. That's the distance control, and now you can see I have the optimal distance between my object and the scanner. And the scan software tells me everything I have to do. I have to turn the helmet on the lazy Susan until nearly every part of the helmet turns green. And you can see there are still some red areas, and these are unscanned areas. Yeah, and when most of the helmet turned green, Creality Scan asked me if I like to complete the scan, and I press yes. And now it asks me again, and it starts the rendering, and I go with the one-click process. And yeah, let's find out what the default settings does to the helmet. Yeah, check this out. I have a 3D model of my Red Bull helmet. Yeah, of course, there are some little issues if you do 3D scanning, and the most common problem are reflective areas. This helmet is painted glossy, so it's highly reflective, and that's not 100% perfect for 3D scanning. And also chrome parts like in front of the helmet. Here you can see there is a little chrome thingy, this one, and that can cause trouble in the scanning process. But all in all, the scan is perfect. Yeah, a new day with a new setup, and as mentioned, I like to scan the head tube of the bike, and the difficulty is the color of the bike. It's carbon black, and black is hard to scan, but the Ferret Pro comes with an infrared lens, and that should be able to scan also a black object. Here I use the white background, some lighting, so let's try. Yeah, it is a bit tricky to scan the frame, a black object. Sometimes the scanner loses the track, so I have to go back to the point where I started. And then I can go on and on until I scan the complete frame. That's also very tricky if you have a left and a right side which are exactly the same. All in all, it's not that easy to scan a black object like the carbon frame. As you can see, there are some issues and artifacts on the bottom of the frame. But it's not a problem for me because I need only the surface where the head badge will appear, and that's perfect scanned. So the next step is to transfer this file into Fusion 360, where I combine the frame with the head badge. And here we are on Fusion 360, a CAD software I'm using to combine the frame with the head badge. And at first I have to import the head badge, of course, and I'm using the specialized S. That's a DXF file, a vector file of the specialized S. And the first thing I have to do is I have to extrude it, and that's super simple. One click. Just click on extrusion and you have the specialized as a three-dimensional object. Here you can find the extrusion, and the next step I have to do is I have to import the frame. And here it is in green, but that's not a body. It's shown in green because it's a mesh. So I have to convert it into a body, but it's much too big to convert it. There are thousands of little points, and I'm using only a small portion of the head tube. That's what I need. So let's do a cut. It's much easier to render if you have only a small portion. And here you can see the portion I'm using. And now I have to combine it with the specialized S. That's the next step. And maybe it's a little bit confusing for you because of different objects. Here you can see a tube, and I created this tube to cut off the specialized S. I call it cut tube. So I will cut the specialized S at first with the head tube, and at second with this bigger tube. It's a little bit bigger than the head tube. I hope you can understand. So let's do all these cuts, and then I show you what happened. Yeah, now I have different parts, so let's remove the head tube and let's remove the cut tube. And I hope you understand what I did. I have the specialized S, and I have 3 parts of the specialized S because I did 2 cuts. And the part in the middle is what I'm using for the 3D printing. And when all went well, that should fit perfect to the frame, because I used the 3D scan of the frame to cut the lower part of the specialized S. So let's open G2Box. G2Box is a slicer for 3D resin printers, and I like to print in resin because I like to paint the head badge. And the first thing I have to do is I have to import the head badge. I saved it in Fusion 360 as an STL file, so I can import it as an STL. But currently it's floating in the air, as you can see. So I have to add supports, and to do that I click on supports, and what it does is it adds a raft and the support structures. Here you can see the raft and the supports. I pre-adjusted them, and that's nearly all I have to do. Now I can click on print, I click on slice, and I get a file I can send direct to the printer, or I can save it on my hard drive as I like. So I click on sending it to the printer, and that's nearly all I have to do. And to print the head badge, I'm using the G-Tesh Archite resin printer and some ABS-like resin. So let's pour it in and let's start the print. Yeah, check this out, the specialized S. How cool is this? Let's remove it from the print plate. Let's do some washing and curing, and when all went well, that should fit to the frame. Yeah, as mentioned before, that's UV resin, and to make it strong and durable I have to cure it, so I'm using the UV resin station from G-Tesh. And yeah, it's like a bath in the sun. You can cure it also in sunlight if you have, but it's nighttime, I'm in my workshop, so I'm using this UV resin station. 4 minutes of UV light, let's go. Let's remove the support on the back, and then it's time for a test fit. And the moment of truth. Will the specialized head badge fit on the frame in the first try? Yes! 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 That will change my workflow forever. That's so cool. That's so cool. It fits at first try. A little bit of painting, of course, sanding, painting, and I'm done. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Check this out. Yeah, that's the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. For you it's only a small head badge, but my brain is running circles and I have ideas. You have seen me scanning the Red Bull helmet and now imagine all these graphics are three-dimensional. That's exactly what I have in mind and what I like to do in the future. And it's possible. You can scan the helmet with the Creality Ferret Pro. You have seen it. You can use the file for your next computer game. And yeah, if you want to do custom painting like I do, it's also possible to scan these bike frames. Yes, you can run in trouble if you have black objects like a carbon frame where the left and the right side is exactly the same, so you can lose track and you need several tries when scanning, but it's possible. And it took me 2 hours to create a head badge from scratch with absolutely no knowledge. I was a noob. Now I'm able to do that. A ready printed product I can stick on the frame, and that's so cool I couldn't imagine. Yeah, and I hope I can keep the scanner to do future projects and to show you more, maybe the Red Bull helmet in 3D. So thanks for watching. I have to go back to my workshop to do future projects. That's so cool I can't imagine. And yeah, find some links underneath in the video description to the scanner, of course, to the software I use if you want to do it yourself. So good luck. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Goodbye.